these are the people who say the undocumented, who they get to call illegal immigrants, like the Pilgrims had permission to come here, have to suffer the consequences of their actions, right? They made the choice to overstay their visas or come into our country illegally. So if they get deported, consequences. But you right-wingers shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes? You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair. I'm coughing on you with COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone. You got your heart's desire, the president you dreamed of, and worship instead of Jesus. And this time, you didn't even have to storm the Capitol, smash the windows, or try to kill police officers or issue death threats to poll workers. See? You did it just by voting this time. Congrats. You got your way. And he even got away with breaking the law. Yay. But if you expect the 73 million who voted for the prosecutor, not the felon, and particularly the 92% of black women who voted for Kamala to give you a cookie for your vote, a trophy, a hug, a high five, you might be asking too much. If we want to eat with you, we will. But if we just want some peace over the holidays and we don't want to put up with your trolling while we eat our tofurkey, get over it. Stop acting like we owe you. And for God's sakes, stop whining. It's embarrassing. Our Thanksgiving. Our choice.
This is the feel-good story of the day. JoyLESSniqua Reid, you are fired. Well, we got some good news today, guys, and I'm going to have so much fun making this video. JoyLESSniqua Reid off of MSNBC. I'm sorry, that's the abbreviation for them because they don't do nothing but shield for the Democratic Party. But the MSNBC finally figured it out, like CNN and so many other legacy media, that their woke, regressive BS rhetoric that they continue to spew, the racist BS that they continue to spew on their networks is causing them to fall one by one. So they did what? They decided to fire JoyLESSniqua Reid.
Man, JoyLESS Reid is not afraid to lie, twist, or distort any subject to push her party that she's so romantically in love with narrative. It's also funny to me that these woke leftist revolutionaries continue to cite Democratic heroes. Play the clip. Man, you can't make this shit up.
Announced today that he is filing a lawsuit to allow Georgians to vote early on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Because of a law Republicans passed in 2016, it is currently illegal in Georgia to have early voting on any day that immediately follows a state holiday. And Friday, November 25th, is technically a state holiday, celebrating the birthday of none other than Confederate General and literal traitor Robert E. Lee.
So basically, the Democrats are trying to ignore a law that they themselves helped pass. JoyLESSniqua, you failed to mention that y'all's champion of voter rights, Stacey Abrams' is big at, I'll digress, voted it in too. Either way, Georgia's voter laws have resulted in record voting turnout the last two elections. How is that oppressing people from voting? Don't get me started on that blonde hair.
One of the most racist, vile, divisive people on air, and I don't know how she was on air for so long, but the day has finally come, and they fired her.
Well, the black liberals are at it again. This time it's Joy Reid from MSNBC, and you can't make this shit up. This woke news anchor's receiving backlash for covering the missing person of Gabby Petito, referring to the whole situation and all the news media coverage as a missing white woman syndrome. What the fuck? What matters does it make what color she is? She's a missing person. Why bring race into this? I mean, she would have had a point by saying why cover this story as people go missing all the time. Just like the Black KKK collective group does, they can't take the self-inflicted veil off their eyes of seeing everything as black versus white, therefore keeping them in bondage. But y'all be mad if we say, how does the nation become so captivating, get so much news coverage of what I will refer to as the black vile celebrity criminal thug syndrome, where they're habitual offenders, they non-compliant, and they OD on drugs. It's not always about race, so do better.
I mean, Twitter is on fire, so I want to react to some of these things. Megyn Kelly said, remember Joy Reid laughing, mocked white women tears as pathetic and offensive to her? Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television, and a shame on NBC for letting it go on for so long. Amen and hallelujah. I want to react to some of the videos. Before I get started, if it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button with the notification bell so that you get notified every time I put out some more mean tweet commentary. All I do is mean tweet commentary. I can't stand liberals. I can't stand regressives. They're not progressives. They're regressives. I can't stand Democrats, and I damn sure am anti-woke. So think of me as like a Smokey the Bear, right? Smokey the Bear wanted to prevent forest fires or fires of any kind. I am Wokey the Bear. I am trying to stop the spread of wokeism. So please help stop the spread of wokeism. If not you, then who? Hit that subscribe button. With that being said, thank you for watching. Let's get on into this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna react to some of the videos that are just, Twitter's on fire. I'm gonna react to some of the videos, but I reported on Joy Reid for so long. After these reactions, I'm gonna put some of my best reactions of just going in on this racist ass woman. All the way from her culturally appropriating her blonde hair with a white woman's blonde hair to some of the racist, divisive, vile stuff that you can think of that any human being would even be allowed to say on national TV. So this, to me, is such a great day for America to get one of these type of people off of air. So with that being said, let's get right on into it.
To begin our final sprint, having arrived at that point in the election season where basically we on this side of the TV screen have said all we can. We've laid out the stakes in this crucial election where one side stands for freedom while the other meets the textbook definition of fascism, namely a far-right dictatorial regime like Hitler's Germany or Franco's Spain or Mussolini's Italy, but also white-ruled South Africa before Mandela and the black majority took control, or Vladimir Putin's Russia, Viktor Orban's Hungary, or Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela today, that suppresses the rights of women and minorities, uses the military to execute the whims of a strongman dictator.
She had to throw in and minorities.
And controls and suppresses the press, education, the arts, rewrites history to suit a favored and dominant racial class, and foments extravagant corruption in order to enrich the dictator and his friends.
Well, libs of TikTok got it right. Turns out calling your political opponents Nazis and all this other rhetoric, it probably is what got her off the air day in and day out, every night on the news, just spewing this BS. And of course, she is one of the queen of wokest people. But anyway, let's get into this next one. This one was always a laugher too. Check it out.
In America, there's a thing about both white vigilantism and white tears, particularly male white tears. Really white tears in general, because that's what Karens are, right? They Karen out, and then as soon as they get caught, it's like, green waterworks. White men can get away with that too. And it has the same effect. Even as the right tries to politicize the idea that masculinity is being robbed from American men by multiculturalism and wokeism, they still want to be able to have their tears.
Well, look who's got the tears now, JoyLESSniqua Reid. And I swear I hope y'all share this so that this woman sees this video, because, you know, I'm going to show you some more videos, but I'm a bit in a conundrum, man. I'm a little broken up over this, man. There was another one that I wanted to go over, man, that somebody had shared on Twitter. Anyway, while I'm scrolling through this, oh, here it is right here. There's a, before I do this, I'm a little bit, even though it's a joyful day and it's a good day early, and I haven't even started, you know, I wanted to have my little cup of bourbon. It started my day off good, but I'm a little upset about it, because you have to look at it like this. And why I say I'm in a conundrum is taking Joy off the air. You guys don't realize how much of her promoting Trump and her helping Trump get into office she did. So why I'm a little heartbroken by it somewhat is not only was this, I mean, I'm happy they're going to take her racist ass off the air, but where I'm a little heartbroken is because You guys don't realize with her continuing to be able to spew all this vile rhetoric, racist bullcrap for so long, the amount of people that she pushed to our side, and we're no longer going to have that mascot, that culturally appropriating, blonde hair wearing, trying to look like a white woman, rhetoric coming from out of her mouth, spewing out of her mouth. We're not going to have her mascotting anymore and helping campaign for us to have more people exit the Democratic Party and exit the left to come over to our side. So to me, I'm a little heartbroken by it because Joy pushed so many people to our side. I don't know. I want to know what your thoughts are. I'm going to play this next video. This was just another one. One of many. One of many.
The people I ever hear use the word inflation are journalists and economists, right? So that is not part of the normal lexicon of the way people talk. So it's interesting that Republicans are doing something they don't normally do, right? Which is not use the common tongue, right? Not use just common English to sort of do on their campaigns like they're doing with crime. But what they've done is they've taught people the word inflation, right? Yeah. Most people who would have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it, including on TV, including in newspapers. They've been taught this word, and they sort of wrap this word around whatever it is that they really want to vote, the reasons they really want to vote. The people I ever heard.
There you have it. Her. I'm so happy that she's going to be off the air, guys. This is great news. Like I said, at this point right now, what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys just me reacting over the years to some of the most racist, vile stuff that she has said over the years that is just, I don't know how she made it this far, but this is such a great day in history that they knocked her off. And what I'm finding is CNN, MSNBC, so many other networks, legacy networks, they're figuring it out. They're losing viewership, which means they're losing money because the American people are not stupid. The American people are not idiots. These people obviously are the wokest of the woke, extreme leftists, far extreme regressives, pushing this nonsense like men competing in women's sports and going in their bathrooms, all the way down to the racist, vile rhetoric that we hear with white tears and white savior syndrome and white and minority and something's racist. The American people got tired of it. We're not dumb. We live with each other, amongst each other every single day, and it's not what these people spew on the television. And people just got tired of it, man. They're burnt out on it. They don't want to hear it. They're tired of them lying. She was a major piece of why she shielded so much and lied so much to the American people about the conditions of Joe Biden and anything else that was going on. So it's a good day. But what I'm going to do now is I want to play some of the clips that I did over the year.
It just ain't going to get no more ghettoer than this. Dropping the F-bomb on national TV. First time JoyLESSniqua Reid told the truth on air. The paid actors being exposed. Play the clip.
President Biden said he's ready to take action if Congress is serious about solving the border issue.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly. And Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another war. Still trying to kill the deal. Yeah. He bragged about blocking progress and said, please blame him if it fails.
Now, wasn't it Biden that ran off the uniter in chief, but the end result was multiple international wars, and the most the United States has been divided since the Civil War? But yet we can't have mean tweets. I'm so glad my new smart TV prevents my family in my house from watching the MSDNC and that spew show along with CNN. The only thing it runs now is reruns of Gilligan's Island. Bless her blonde hair. She just doesn't get it. JoyLESSniqua Reid, people are sick of open borders, inflation, and y'all's woke ideology under the Biden administration. That's all. Play the clip.
Knowing that we were going to talk about Iowa, and this is a hyper-evangelical white state. And he said the following to me. Iowa is about 61% white Christian. The country as a whole is approximately 41% white Christian. And in Iowa, we're talking about evangelical white Christians. And he said the following. Because I asked him, what do they get out of supporting Donald Trump? Because he keeps losing, he keeps delivering losses and losses. And he said the following. They see themselves as the rightful inheritors of this country, and Trump has promised to give it back to them. all the things that we think about electability, about, what are people gaming out, or none of that matters when you believe that God has given you this country, that it is yours, and that everyone who is not a white conservative Christian is a fraudulent American, is a less real American. Then you don't care about electability. You care about what God has given.
Everything is race-based with JoyLESSniqua Reid. She is just full of hate. She needs to look into the people's heart and judge them off of their capabilities and their merits and get past the color of someone's skin. I don't know why these news media outlets have people like her on. She does nothing but divide the country versus trying to unite it. And doesn't the left constantly gripe and complain about some culturally appropriating when somebody of a different skin complexion wants to wear braids? But here she is, big as day with some old blonde hair on. Shaquisha. Man, JoyLESSniqua is the perfect example of why the Supreme Court got it right. This thing by far helped dilute the value of a Harvard education. And it's the main reason why she has the job she has now with Msnbc, because it damn sure wasn't for her talents. Play the clip.
To be clear, I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action. I went to a school no one had ever heard of in Denver, Colorado, in a small suburb. I didn't go to Exeter or Andover. I didn't have college test prep. I just happened to be really nerdy and smart and have really good grades and good SAT scores. But someone came to Denver, Colorado to look for me. A Harvard recruiter flew to Denver, and I met up with her at the Village Inn restaurant.
And she said that out loud. But at least she admitted that she was not qualified to go. And I'm sure through her grifting for the DNC, that was not her intentions. But that's the reality. Because of her skin color, she got in, while someone that was actually qualified did not, which is the definition of discrimination. Message! We all have to wonder why media outlets give some people the outlet to be able to spew the hate that they have. I guess misogyny is only appropriate when directed towards a Republican woman. Such high standards, MSDNC. Democrats, what happened to fighting for women's rights? But then again, you guys can't even define what a woman is. Play the clip.
Tight race against Lauren Boebert. What's the meaning if Lauren Boebert, the second most popular QAnon congressperson in MAGA, what if she loses? And what job will she have? Because I don't even think shooters exist anymore. I don't think shooters exist anymore.
Well, I guess it might be a gain for OnlyFans. I don't know what you would do with this.
Wow, Kirk, such choice words for somebody that stands against misogyny and sexism. You should be held accountable for your crude remarks. It's obvious you have an OnlyFans account and you fantasize about the woman. For your information, Lauren owned a business with 60 employees before she ran for office. What has JoyLESSniqua ever done besides being a victim? Man, you can't make this shit up. I really hope Ron DeSantis sues her for defamation and emotional distress. Listen up. The BS Alex Jones decision can go both ways, Democrats. Play the clip.
Of course, a concerted effort to make it as hard as possible for anyone who might vote for the out-of-power party, the Democrats, #black people, to vote or to have representative districts. Florida's Jim Crow Redux governor, Ron DeSantis, even has his own Office of Election Crimes.
Joyless, weren't you the one who was screaming that the new Georgia voting laws were going to stifle the voter turnout and that it was going to limit black voter options? It's funny how Georgia's reporting record number early voting turnouts all across the state. I guess you decided to move on to Florida. And also, JoyLESSniqua, your teleprompter does not speak for all black folks. And also, #not all black folks vote Democrat. I vote without any issues. I use restrooms without any issues. And I eat at any restaurant with my family of choice. #Black Republican. Let's Go Brandon is the most purposefully inoffensive politician of his time. What an interesting take, coming from arguably the most offensive person in all of media. Play the clip. You can't
Joe
make
Biden,
this shit up.
who's the most middle of the road, pro-police, working class, sort of, inoffensive, purposefully inoffensive politician in of his generation, is painted as an extremist who isn't even a legitimate president of the United States. By the right, he's not even the black guy that was president before him.
Joyless, I want the grocery bagger at the store to be inoffensive. I want my banker to be inoffensive. Maybe even the plumber too. However, when it comes to the president, I want him to reduce government intrusion in our lives, drain the swamp, prioritize people's businesses, all while striking fear in the hearts of our enemies. Inoffensive is not a sought after presidential trait. As I grow older, I find myself paying more attention to what people do versus what they say. Kamala Harris ain't did a damn thing her entire term in office. And whenever she speaks, I ask for a side of ranch dressing because I know a word salad's on its way. And Joy is saying that we need to give her a chance and suggesting to get to know her more ain't gonna change a damn thing. All she's managed to do is replicate Nancy's drunken, flailing, and erratic hand gestures while she's speaking. But on the contrary, Joyless, most people have seen a lifetime of setbacks each time Harris takes the podium to deliver those salads. I mean, seriously, how many investigations based on false information is Kamala Harris having to deal with during her vice presidency? Zero. So I'd say she's being treated pretty well, being someone that's clearly not competent enough to do her damn job. I'll give Kamala a break. She is working together and will continue to work together to tackle these challenges and these issues to continue. I just did a mental cartwheel. And somebody may be putting a muzzle on that pie hole that continually gets ran too much from Joy Reid. She may be getting sued for defamation. Recently, Ron DeSantis, the governor in Florida, signed into law the Stop Woke Act, which had a group of Americans that were anti-CRT, that didn't see themselves as victims or people being racist just because of the color of their skin. And like clockwork, the racist social justice warrior tweets out more divisive things that keeps us separated in this country, assuming that the boys were victims and had no idea why they were there, saying that it was tantamount to child abuse and sick that Ron DeSantis would use black kids in the picture. Well, apparently, former NFL and philanthropist Jack Brewer mentors and teaches these boys at his charter school and says that they were fully aware of why they were there, that he is demanding an apology and has already sought counsel for defamation. Satan drives racism, and we have to fight in a spiritual way, y'all. See, this has to stop. It's counterproductive and disingenuous to all people. And I hope he sues the brakes off her ass.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm very happy. I am a bit of a conundrum. But you know who needs to be next? Meadows and Scarborough. Between Joy Reid, Meadows, and Scarborough, them three, they're right there between their defamation suits that they continue to keep losing, the lawsuits they're losing at MSNBC. I believe that Meadows and Scarborough's need to be next. And lastly, before I close it out, I'm trying to stress this to you guys. I know that there will be another one that comes behind JoyLESSniqua Reid. But I'm telling you guys, you don't understand that there is no way that we can measure the amount of damage that JoyLESSniqua Reid has done for the left in helping bring more people over to our side. So it's a happy moment. It's a good day, but I want you to think of it in that perspective. I was happy that they kept this clown on there for so long, but I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know what you thought about the different videos that I did over the years. I know that they were funny, they were true, they were factual. It's just, that's all I speak is truth. But I want to know what your thoughts are on old JoyLESSniqua Reid getting fired. With that being said, man, thank you guys for watching it all the way till now. I appreciate you. I love you. You guys elevate my voice to where it is today. Continue to keep doing that. It's taken me to places that I never thought that I would ever be. With that being said, it's your boy, Craig Long, 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, oi.